November 22nd, 1995. Martin Scorsese releases Casino. Robert De Niro in custom suits, Joe Pesci with a baseball bat, and Sharon Stone as the most tragic character in mob cinema. Casino wasn't fiction. It was a documentary with the names changed. Frank "Lefty" Rosenthal ran 4 casinos without a gaming license. Tony Spilotro crushed skulls in a vice until eyeballs popped. Geri McGee died alone in a motel. Today we're breaking down 15 brutal truths about Casino. Truths about power, paranoia, and what happens when the mob burns down paradise. This is old school America. The house always wins. Unless you're the house. Truth 1. The real Ace never had a gaming license and ran 4 casinos. Sam Rothstein couldn't get a gaming license because of his mob connections, so he worked as entertainment director, food and beverage manager. Frank "Lefty" Rosenthal, the real Ace, did exactly this. He ran the Stardust, Fremont, Marina, and Hacienda casinos, without a license, without permission. By 1976, the FBI discovered what he was doing. Harry Reid, yes, that Harry Reid, denied him in a hearing. Rosenthal didn't care. He kept running the casinos. In 1988, they banned him from every Nevada casino for life. His response? He hosted a TV show from inside the casino, interviewing Frank Sinatra and Don Rickles. The audacity was breathtaking. Truth 2. He really did count the blueberries. In the movie, Ace loses his mind over blueberries in a muffin. Frank Rosenthal actually did this. He counted blueberries. He measured orange juice. He timed dealer shuffles. Sports Illustrated called him one of the greatest living experts on sports gambling. Every detail mattered. Every inefficiency was money lost. And lost money meant the bosses started asking questions. And hey, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and like it and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, but it means a lot to us and keeps us growing and making more videos for you. Did it? Okay, back to the video. Truth 3. Tony Spilotro put a man's head in a vice until his eyeball popped out. The most horrifying scene in Casino is when Nicky tortures a man with a vice until his eyeball pops out. That scene is based on real testimony. Tony Spilotro tortured Billy McCarthy exactly this way. Frank Collada, who turned state's witness, testified about it. McCarthy had killed 2 brothers without permission. Spilotro wanted to know who helped him. McCarthy refused. So Spilotro put his head in a vice and tightened it. When McCarthy's eye popped out, he gave up his partner, Jimmy Moralia. They slit his throat, then killed Moralia too. Scorsese didn't invent that scene. He just filmed it. Truth 4. The Chicago outfit skimmed $15 million using rigged scales. In Casino, suitcases full of cash leave Vegas for Kansas City. The skim, money stolen before it's officially counted. This happened exactly as shown. The Argent Corporation bought the Stardust and 3 other casinos using $62.7 million in Teamsters pension fund loans. Then they installed rigged scales in the counting room. Between 1974 and 1980, the Chicago outfit skimmed between $7 and $15 million. But skimming requires discipline. You can't get greedy. Tony Spilotro got greedy. Truth 5. Rosenthal survived a car bombing thanks to a metal plate. October 4th, 1982. Frank Rosenthal leaves Tony Roma's, gets into his Cadillac Eldorado, turns the key. Explosion. The car erupts in flames. Rosenthal survives with minor burns and broken ribs. How? A metal stabilization plate. The 1981 Eldorado had a weight distribution problem. GM installed a metal plate under the driver's seat. That plate absorbed most of the blast. A witness heard him screaming, "They're trying to kill me." She asked who. He refused to say. No one was ever charged. But suspects included Frank Balistrieri, the Mad Bomber, and Tony Spilotro. Truth 6. Geri McGee died alone in a Los Angeles motel. Sharon Stone's Ginger is the heart of Casino's tragedy. A woman who wanted love but couldn't escape her past. Geri McGee, the real Ginger, lived this exact story. November 1982, weeks after Rosenthal's car exploded, Geri collapsed in a Sunset Boulevard motel. She was 46. Cause of death? Drug overdose? Hot dose? Accidental or intentional? No one knows. Frank Rosenthal paid for her funeral. Years later, he still couldn't talk about her. Geri wanted the life Rosenthal could give her, but she couldn't stop chasing the life she'd had before. Casino is a mob movie, but it's Geri's tragedy that makes it unforgettable. Truth 7. Tony Spilotro was beaten to death, then buried alive. The movie shows Nicky beaten with baseball bats and buried alive in a cornfield. It almost happened that way. June 14, 1986. Tony and Michael Spilotro were lured to a Bensonville, Illinois basement. Michael thought he was being made. They beat him to death anyway. Baseball bats, fists, feet, both brothers, beaten until unrecognizable. Then they stripped them and drove them to a cornfield near Enos, Indiana. 5 feet down, stacked on top of each other, discovered June 23rd by a farmer. Autopsies showed sand in their lungs, indicating they may have still been breathing when buried. The movie got it wrong. They weren't beaten in the cornfield. They were beaten in the basement, but the brutality was real. Truth 8. Spilotro's affair got him killed. In Casino, the love triangle destroys everything. In real life, Tony Spilotro did have an affair with Geri McGee Rosenthal. Nicholas Calabrese testified that Spilotro was targeted specifically because of it. He was having an affair with Lefty Rosenthal's wife. The bosses didn't care about loyalty. They cared about exposure. Spilotro's affair brought attention. His violence brought federal heat. His skimming brought losses. Rocco Infelice said it plainly. Hit him. Everyone agreed. Truth 9. Frank Collada coached the actors and played a hitman. Frank Collada was Tony Spilotro's right-hand man, part of the hole-in-the-wall gang. Then he turned state's witness, testified against Spilotro. Years later, Scorsese hired him as technical advisor for Casino. Collada taught the actors how to move like mobsters, and Scorsese put him on screen, playing a hitman, a man who survived telling the story of men who didn't. Truth 10. The FBI landed a plane on a golf course. In Casino, FBI agents land a small plane on the Las Vegas Country Club fairway to spy on Ace. Sounds absurd. It actually happened. The FBI really did land their plane on the golf course where the Rosenthals lived. They wanted photos, surveillance, evidence. The mob was running casinos without licenses. The FBI was landing planes on golf courses. It was the Wild West. Truth 11. Robert De Niro wore 70+ custom suits. Ace Rosensthal's wardrobe is legendary. Flashy, excessive, perfectly tailored. Robert De Niro wore over 70 custom-designed suits. Each one cost more than $1,000. Rosenthal's real-life wardrobe was equally ostentatious. He dressed like royalty. Because in Vegas, he was. Every suit told a story about a man who controlled millions but couldn't control his wife. Truth 12. Sharon Stone suffered real pain in those dresses. Ginger's gowns are as iconic as Ace's suits. Sharon Stone was sewn into some of them. 12-hour shooting days in dresses she couldn't remove. Stone said the physical discomfort helped her performance. Ginger was trapped. By addiction, by men, by her choices. Being physically trapped in a dress made the emotion real. Stone earned a Best Actress Oscar nomination. She won the Golden Globe, but the pain was real. Truth 13. Spilotro was supposed to protect Vegas, but he destroyed it. Tony Spilotro was sent to Vegas to protect the outfit's interests. Keep Rosenthal safe. Keep the skim flowing. Stay invisible. He did the opposite. He formed the hole-in-the-wall gang and committed burglaries. He ran his own skimming operation. He got banned from every casino. The Black Book. He started wars, drew federal heat. By 1986, the Chicago bosses were done. Spilotro was supposed to be invisible. Instead, he became the most visible mobster in the city. That visibility killed him. Truth Cheddar Pad Smith. The movie was adapted from, not based on. Scorsese and Nicholas Pileggi wanted to say, based on a true story. They couldn't because they changed too much. Combined characters, moved events, altered timelines. The lawyers said no. Adapted from a true story was as far as they could go. But Scorsese got the last word. He hired real mobsters to consult. He shot in real casinos. Frank Rosenthal said the movie was 70% accurate. The 30% that's different, that's Hollywood. But the 70% that's real, that's enough. Truth 15. The era ended when Spilotro died. Tony Spilotro's death marks the end of traditional organized crime in Las Vegas. After 1986, the mob was done. The Teamsters' money dried up. The skim stopped. Federal pressure became unbearable. Corporate America moved in. Clean, legal, boring. As the narrator says, today it works like Disneyland. Scorsese ends with demolished casinos, implosions, dust, history erased. But he's mourning something, not the mob, but the idea that Vegas was once wild, dangerous, a place where street guys could run $1 billion empire. That era died in an Indiana cornfield, and it's never coming back. Casino wasn't a celebration of the mob, it was an autopsy. Frank Rosenthal ran 4 casinos and survived a car bomb. Geri McGee chased love and found only addiction. Tony Spilotro crushed skulls and ended up buried alive. Every character destroyed themselves. Every betrayal accelerated the end. Scorsese didn't make a movie about winning. He made a movie about the cost of winning. And the house? The house always wins. Subscribe to Old School America for more deep dives. Drop a comment. Casino or Goodfellas? This is Old School America. Stay sharp.